Yo, what's going on? It is Miguel. Welcome to Brainstorm Blast number 8. I am super excited about this one because we were talking about something, a pretty funny topic. But before we even get into that, I am in Austin, Texas right now. This is the first podcast being recorded from Austin, Texas. And as always, I have the amazing co-host and the creator of today's topic, Zeke.
What's good, everybody? What's good? We're talking about something that's very important today. Very, very important on a business channel. Isn't that amazing? On a business transfer.
Bro, my channel is not just business. Don't ever try to box me in. What's wrong with you?
You're right.
But, business, development, and reality transurfing channel.
Man, you got the whole thing, man. The only thing you don't got is how to change diapers on how to change diapers on.
Hey, if I figure out how to do that one day, I'll make a video. But Conor Murphy was saying, he always says to combine 3 niches when you're making a YouTube channel. Because, like, what's his? Pickup, prank, and fitness.
Yeah, pick up pranks and fitness. What's Brandon's? Business.
Brandon's is business, fitness, and self-development.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. I actually didn't know that. And you are?
Fitness. I mean, fucking fitness. We've said fitness so many times. Business, self-development, and reality transurfing, law of attraction shit. I need to get one of them soundboards.
Like
Brandon be having.
Bro, we did us need it.
Yeah, bro. I haven't seen you in at least for 4 days.
In 3 days?
Whoa. Something like that.
I don't know, man. That last moment when we had to say bye, I was like, damn, I'm in the fields right now, fam.
Yeah, low key.
I was like, I'm just hold the tatami mattress and just walk to the train station.
Bro, have you been sleeping on that?
Nah, low key, I sleep on hard surfaces, but I'm thinking like, yeah, I'm just sleeping on the wood right now, bro. To keep it a stack with you. But if I'm ever dying and if I'm ever sick, what?
The tatami mat is a hard surface.
True, but like I like it
harder.
Yeah, but we've been wilding.
For anyone who doesn't know what a tatami mat is, it's a basically if you do research on like sleeping and stuff like that, you can get a lot of benefits as far as like your spine, like your bones in general, and like muscle relaxation goes by sleeping on hard surfaces. The floor is amazing. Sleeping on a yoga mat is amazing. That's why most beds are firm. And there's this thing that the Japanese use called a tatami mat that I bought, and I was using in New York. I wasn't about to ship that out to me in Texas, so I gave it to Siddiqui.
Thank you.
And he doesn't use it.
No, I'm probably gonna use it. I've been going in with the Master of Earth spiritual like processes, man. I've been just when I'm deciding to take a mini break, I will use that tatami mattress. I will.
For sure. That's funny that's your break. See, my break was going back to the mattress. I'm getting a purple mattress because I was doing some research on a lot of people who are like in the science community as far as sleep goes, and they said it keeps your spine nice and aligned. And then I'll just like flip back and forth between that and a nice little yoga mat.
A purple mattress.
Yeah, that's the name of the company. It's called Purple.
I thought that was like you're just getting it because the color purple or some shit that had to do with psychology, but no, the name is actually Purple Mattress. Okay.
Imagine if you just get a mattress that's purple, then like that just fixes everything.
That would be. I would definitely leave a review, man. I would definitely leave a good review. But how many people are in here so far?
This podcast is not sponsored by Purple, by the way. I just so happen to be getting one.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Zeke, this is your topic. I want to go ahead and mention what it is that we're talking about, and Episode number 8.
Episode number 8, we are talking about how to stay grounded as a man, how to stay alpha in a feminized society, because in 2019, man, the society that we live in today is kind of trying to bitch you out. Like from the day you're born up until you're 20, you're basically kind of put in a funnel, sales funnel, God. And like most guys don't make it out that funnel, still holding on to that their masculine energy, that drive that they have. They're just kind of influenced. They don't know it, but they're acting a lot more feminine than they should, and they're incorporating a lot of overly feminized habits into their life that are not actually normal and wouldn't be normal to men hundreds of years ago in a healthy society. And yeah, that's just my intro.
Makes sense.
Yes.
And like it's really easy to. I feel like if you don't agree about the idea that we are living in a feminized society, you're kind of just like holding your hands up to your eyes. It's like the biggest case of denial. Like, no, we're not. No, we're not. It is no. I am oppressed. I am a woman, or women are oppressed, and my masculinity is toxic. I mean, the simple fact that something can be considered toxic masculinity.
Yeah,
like
bro.
how would like the fact that it's even a thing somehow.
I don't know. It seems kind of normal. And like some examples of like things that go a little bit out of control. Look at how look at who's teaching the young boys when they're growing up. Freaking female teachers, bro. And it could be up until the point where they're graduating high school. That could be their predominant teacher. And someone who's your teacher, they're with you hours out of the day. They're basically kind of playing like a parent role. And let's say half the classroom is male, and they're just going year after year, first grade, second grade, third grade, and up until fucking like high school, and all they're being taught by is women. They won't notice it in their conscious mind, but like subconsciously, they'll start resonating more and more with the female who's teaching them, and they'll just start acting more and more like that female. And back in the day, used to be men teach boys, women teach girls, and that's how everything was. The fuck is fucking car? Fucking tank. But you hear that? You hear that shit?
Yes. Your reaction was priceless. Well, yes, I have noticed that there are nothing but women teachers all over the place. It's rare that you meet a guy that's a teacher. And I don't know if it's because like women are being pushed to be teachers, or if it's that guys aren't attracted to it. Like how like some professions are just predominantly one gender. Like nursing is a predominantly female profession.
What are you talking about, bro? Nursing only got, bro. It's a clean 50-50, bro. Guy nurses are all over the place. Mechanic shop, it's always girls, bro. It's 50-50 clean, bro. What are you talking about? Mechanic shop, girls.
Bro, I feel like if you meet I feel like if you meet a girl and she tells you she's in college and you guess that she's a nurse, you got a 50-50 shot that you're right.
Yeah. If you say nurse or teacher, like you're pretty good there. I would put like $10 on that. Like
so I'm not sure if it's they're being pushed to do it, or if it's just that like.
Hear me out, bro.
What's up?
All right. So you know how back in the day, like it's kind of meant for the men to kind of go get the resources, go do all the things that require physical strength, but then
I see where you're going with this.
Then the females, it's kind of like in their brain, like, oh, I'm gonna take care of the kids, I'm gonna make sure they're valid, I'm gonna make sure the cocoon's valid. Like I feel like they subconsciously, they don't know it, but like subconsciously they just like, oh, it makes them feel comfortable when they take care of kids, even if it's not their kids, because subconsciously they feel like they're having a need fulfilled, like, oh, if I'm taking care of kids, there must be a man in their life. But meanwhile, half these teachers ain't got shit. But like if they're taking care of kids, they kind of get that high. They taking care of someone else's kids. You feel me?
That actually perfect sense. Like if you do think about it that way, like the guys would literally be out and about, like building something, creating something, hunting something, gathering something, while the women were back like taking care of stuff. And then every now and then there'd be like guys hanging back, like, taking care of those women.
Exactly.
That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense, because nursing is like they literally are back taking care of people. Like nursing is probably like that profession makes so much sense. And like being a teacher like makes so much sense. Like that. Okay. Okay.
Thinking from like a feminine perspective, like, oh, I like teaching kids basic shit, manners, drawing and shit. That should probably be hella fun, like low key. Like thinking from like a girl's perspective, like that should be lit.
And a lot of those girls who are teachers, like all of them absolutely love kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, that literally makes perfect sense. But that is not what we're talking about. The idea is, okay, so if men are being taught by if boys are being taught by women all the time, then that means they're embodying habits from women at all times. But they should be going home and like getting taught. But I think the problem is a lot of times like there's not an actual like true father figure around.
Yeah. Like they could have like a sperm donor as a father, it has, but not like a true like mentor that you could ask. Like you could walk up to him, ask him any question, and he'll give you like a solid reply type father figure. So
exactly.
I guess.
So it's a bunch of boys running around without any sort of guidance in terms of being a man. In what other ways is the society that we lived in feminized?
It's feminized because there's really nothing. Back in the day, it was like kind of like you have to find a way to survive. So you like when you're young, you're focused on just becoming the best. You're focused on just doing the best you can. But now it's like we could survive. Surviving is pretty easy in 2019. It's not that hard to not die in a week, you know. So like there's not really a lead magnet towards you putting in work, just being disciplined and just investing all your masculine energy, investing all your drive, your grit into something that's your purpose in life. And now a lot of times these guys, they take that energy, just that masculine purpose, that grit, that drive, and they just kind of just let it fly away. They don't concentrate it and make it go directly towards one thing, and it's become kind of normal to just you don't have no direct. It's become normal to not have a direction. Basically, you're kind of just lifing. You're not on your purpose. You're just lifing. You know, new word.
Bro, you're lifing. You're just lifing, bro. That make like I guess a good example of that is the amount of people who are constantly switching majors, and for whatever reason that's considered like oh, that's good, like you keep switching majors, you can't be decisive, like for whatever reason that's considered a good thing. Like stuff like that where it's like people aren't being decisive. And I can imagine like it may have been a struggle, like an absolute struggle, and I wouldn't want that life, but I can imagine how alpha and like how much purpose you would have when your why is I need to live. Like I was watching a video this morning because I always watch motivational videos in the morning to pump myself up and get ready for the day. And the video that I was watching was you need to have a why. I mean, it was talking about like, yo, when your why is big enough, like you can basically like get anything done. So you need to figure out a why. So now like we live in a place where like you need to figure out a why, whereas years and years and years and years ago was like, yo, we got to go get this food because if we don't, I'm going to die. All the people in the village are going to die. Or worst case scenario, they get mad at me for not pulling my weight and they kill me or kick me out of the tribe and then I die that way.
Yeah.
I got to go out and get this food. There's no other option. Now there's nothing but options.
Yeah. And like, now when we don't have that why, it's like humans, like we're naturally kind of lazy, you know. We like when we don't have that why, we'll just jerk off all day and just kind of just do nothing until that why hits us, like, oh, we got to pay rent. Oh, we got to something that comes in that hits you with survival. So what you have to do, something that you have to place into your life, even if it's fake, you have to put like like a false why in your head. You know what I mean by false? Like it's not like you're gonna die, because chances are you're gonna survive, but something that's
I don't think
kind of
anything false. Just make a why. Have a reason. Like, why do you get out of bed every morning? Why do you want to have, like, why do you want to have your goals? Why do you want to do anything? Like, just like, why? Like, are you running away from poverty? Are you trying to take care of somebody else in your life? Do you just want to see yourself reach your potential? Like, you can have a why for a multitude of reasons, but like there needs to be some sort of reason. First off, you need to have something that you're actually driving towards. That's probably the most masculine thing you could possibly be doing. Yeah. Which I think we sort of like skipped that, because at first it was like, yo, we got to get these berries and kill this buffalo, otherwise they're gonna kick me out of the tribe.
Facts.
like,
Not the tribe.
So now, like, ain't no berries. You know, like, you can just go to the grocery store to get your berries and your buffalo. So that's not an option anymore. So what are you gonna replace? What are you gonna replace that with? Okay, you got to get another goal, and you have to get another why.
Let's say you want to get fit. Let's say, oh, I'm tired of being a fat fuck. Okay, that's your why, and then make that your why. You don't have to. It's not like a life.
Why are you tired of being a fat fuck?
All right, let's say I'm a fat fuck. Let's say I'm a fat fuck. Why am I tired of being a fat fuck? Because why do, I don't know. When I go to the beach, I'm secure.
Let's pick an actual goal for you.
Huh?
Let's pick an actual goal for you. What is your goal?
I like to keep my goals confidential, my friend. But
you don't have a goal that you don't mind sharing?
Well,
or pick a goal that you've already hit. Pick a goal that you've already hit.
That I already hit to be able to save my sperm for like 3 months.
All right. Why did you want to do that?
So I could have more energy by saving my sexual energy.
Why did you want to do that?
So I have more magnetism.
This is actually a really good goal. So many people want to do this. Sorry, yeah. I didn't mean to cut you off, but this is an example. So yeah, why did you want to have more energy?
Because even though I am the GBG man, I wanted to have even more magnetism with females.
Why did you want to have even more magnetism?
So I could show all the other people who follow GBG I could be that supreme leader for all the people that follow GBG, so I could lead them in the right direction.
That's a pretty good why, because it's like so outward and so leaderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, see, we can dig pretty deep on the rule is to ask why 3 times to get to like the root of why it is that you're doing something.
Bro, I think you asked me like 4 or 5 fucking times. You can keep going. Keep going, Miguel. What's my why? Why do I want to lead?
Keep going. Yeah, why do you want to lead those people?
Because I'm on this planet to serve others.
Why are you on this planet to serve others?
Because I'm an interdimensional being that has come down here in order to help raise the consciousness of the earth.
Okay. We're gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
Well, Trostein's in here. Brain blast.
Trostein, yo, just to tell Trostein.
Attention changes life. But yeah, like, I believe the rule of thumb is to ask yourself why multiple times, and then you're able to figure out exactly what it is that, like, why it is that you're doing what you're doing. And if you can't figure out that why, then, or if your why isn't actually like that big, maybe you're not doing that thing for any real reason. Maybe you should switch your goal. Or maybe that's what it is.
Well, I'm writing this down because when we're done with this whole thing, I'm trying to just summarize and give everybody like a good just smack to the face with knowledge. You feel me? So first thing,
Okay.
have a why.
Have a
Replace,
goal.
have a why. Have a
Have some
goal.
sort of
Replace
like man, you gotta have like a north star.
replace the need to survive. Guys, write this shit down. If you're watching this, I'm just gonna say this at the end, but write this down. Have a why, have a goal. Replace the need to survive with with your why, with your purpose in life. Survival isn't really that hard now, so you need to replace that kind of instinct in your mind that that your drive is directed towards with a why, like being a fat fuck or something like that.
I feel like we like the fact that survival isn't something that we have to worry about anymore. It's like it's a double-edged sword because we don't have to worry about it anymore. It's resulted in a lot of apathetic dudes running around the planet, but it's made room for now that you don't have to survive, you can start thriving. Like that's why there's so many people who are becoming like, especially now, like all the dudes are becoming entrepreneurs and like putting money in their pocket. Like so many dudes are like taking care of their family at a super young age. Like we live in a beautiful time where you have the capacity to thrive instead of survive. But a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people are actually in survival mode where they just or lifing, as you said, where
Yeah,
it's like do the bare minimum, the absolute bare minimum.
yeah, because like, and I think a main reason why people start lifing is because they don't really have a another male figure that they can look up to that they're seeing as like, okay, this guy, he's working on just moving up, he's working on thriving, he's working on himself, he's working on bettering his family, he just he's just working on his abundance. But like a lot of guys, they just don't have that in their life really, or it's rare to come by like some dudes that have that type of guy in their life. So you could replace that with a motherfucking guy on YouTube, man. Replace that with Miguel Johnson Jr. on YouTube. You feel me? Replace that with anyone that you feel fit. Because I learned a lot on YouTube. I learned a lot on YouTube years ago, and I'm close. I'm close with my dad, but like I wasn't living with him for like a good amount of time. But I was still fit because I had dudes like Brandon Carter that I was following. Who the fuck else I was following?
There's
Mostly,
about a million books
yeah,
that you can read of the great people on the planet. They have biographies, they have books where they explain how they've done everything in their life, how they've created their lives, what they needed to learn, what they needed to do, who they needed to become in order to do it. You have access to millions of mentors because they took all their ideas and like threw them on paper and was like, this is how I did it. Go ahead.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
you can make anyone your mentor.
Indeed. So there you go. That's one another thing to remain more alpha in a feminized world. If you don't have a figure that can be viewed as a father figure or mentor, what you need to do is find an alternative. Watch people on YouTube who you can look up to. Read books on a lot of these guys. They literally have their whole lives written down that you could just go through and learn from all their mistakes and just become a better you. So uh, that's number two. Uh, find a mentor. And if you can't, find a good YouTube channel.
Find this YouTube channel. You're already basic. I mean, if you're listening to this, you're already basically doing it. Like replace it and cut out all the bad influences. Like if you know something is a bad influence, bro. Something also that I'm starting to notice now that I'm realizing like this whole like feminine matrix stuff that we're living in is like we've been embedded into this for like years. Did you know this?
We've been what?
We've been getting indoctrinated into this for years.
Like the whole feminized shit.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Have you ever heard of a cartoon called Johnny Test?
Johnny who?
Johnny Test.
Nah, put me on.
It's a cartoon about a kid who has two genius twin sisters, and they always like make inventions for him to like do crazy stuff. Um, but what I noticed, because like I wanted to watch that cartoon, it was on Netflix, and I was like, oh, I haven't watched this cartoon in years. Let me check this out. I never realized, or at least it never really paid attention about at the fact that the dad was a stay-at-home dad who was like always like chilling at home, cleaning the house, cooking, always waiting hand on foot on his wife, while his wife was always out like working, paying the bills, doing everything. Like this is what I was watching as a kid. Like that's what I was watching as a kid, bro. Like,
and as a kid, you're just like, hey, that's how it's supposed to be. Daddy stays at home and maybe washes the dishes, and then mommy, she gets the cheddar, she does everything. And as a kid, you're just all that is just entering your subconscious, and now you're just rewiring that shit and looking back at the show like, what in the motherfucker, man?
bro, even the son was stupid. Like he was just running around like doing just dumb stuff. Like it was like him and his talking dog, and they were just running around doing dumb stuff. And his sisters, like his older sisters, were geniuses.
Wow. Not to say that women can't be geniuses, but
Like they, it's just the it's that's the idea. If you take that, if you take anything that I just said, and you're like they're saying that women can't be geniuses, then you're stupid, and I don't like you.
Point blank, period.
Another show that I know you've seen before is The Simpsons.
Oh, of course, The Simpsons. Yes.
Yeah. This is like the main example people use, like in the quote unquote manosphere, as it's called. But like where like Homer, like, and I've seen the older episodes. Like I used to watch The Simpsons all the time, and Homer would be like an awesome dad. Even Family Guy, bro. Like Family Guy was the same way. Where like the Peter Griffin, Homer Simpson, both of them were like super good dads, and like super good family men. And like they both had like jobs and they were always taking care of something. And whenever the show ended, they were usually like giving advice to their kids and making their kids like feel better. Like it was like one of those shows where like there was ridiculous stuff.
What Simpsons is this? What Family Guy is this, man? I never seen this one, man.
Bro, this is what I used to be. Bro, Peter Griffin and Meg used to be like cool. Like he would make fun of Meg like on the low, but like behind closed doors, he would be like spitting knowledge to Meg, like giving her advice, and sit on the porch and he would give her advice about life and shit.
Bro, I gotta go back, man. I gotta search for those episodes because all I've seen is literally garbage where Homer is a fucking Doofenshmirtz and Peter Griffin is a Doofenshmirtz number two. You feel me? Like they're both retarded. And the wives,
Yep.
Not saying that wives can't be intelligent and women can't be intelligent, but they're just shown as that person that always holds things together and thinks with the most logic, while Homer is like, "Dude," you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
if you deny that, like Miguel said, I don't like you. You shouldn't be on this podcast.
Yeah, like you should be able to understand that we're not saying anything. Yeah, I don't feel like explaining it. Like if you need an explanation, then you don't deserve to.
Podcast might not be for you.
Listening to this, and I will happily take your hate messages and just delete them. And you'll be talking to air. So that's basically what's on TV. So we're being taught like from a young age that like men are stupid, and it's the woman who is primarily the logic thinker, which biologically speaking is literally impossible because women are emotionally based thinkers and men are the logical ones. And like biologically speaking.
Deny that. So I think we have the third conclusion that we've come down to. Make sure you are watching the right media that isn't feminist media, because subconsciously all these things will be put into your brain and you won't even know it, but you'll just be acting like Homer or Peter Griffin, the newer one, not the one from the older one where he gives advice. You'll be acting like the new one. That's the Doofenshmirtz. So always be on the lookout. Always be aware of what media you're taking into your brain, the music you listen to. all these fucking gay ass mumble rappers saying, I'm emotional boys. I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. And that's just on the radio too, man.
Bro, that and all they really do is talk about like is like fucking girls pretty much. That's literally pretty much all they talk about. And it's created like that in and of itself has created a like old rap. Like even that has been like a huge change. Where like old rap used to talk about like loving women and like being on your grind or like dancing. Like I don't know if you ever heard of Humpty Dumpty. That's your chance to do the hump, but that's right. So some lady, Humpty Hump, Humpty Hump. All right. Anyways, like that's what rap used to be. Now, all they ever talk about is fucking
Garbage.
like literally all they talk about is fucking girls and making money and buying stuff,
And
which in
having
and of
diamonds.
itself, is a consuming activity, and women consume
Men put out, women receive.
like literally like they literally they receive, they consume like women like women indulge like it's in their nature, and dudes are rapping about stuff that's like dumb.
Ali Host talked about this, man. He said how like being promiscuous as a man, it's not really doing you much good. Like it's seen as kind of normal. Like all the music is talking about fucking and indulging, and that's pretty ignorant.
Bro, I was listening to a podcast by Jordan Peterson, and he was talking. I mean, not a podcast, but a video. Jordan Peterson talking about how like, um, yeah, it's cool. Like, it's definitely impressive if you have the capacity to be attractive to tons of women, because it's obviously like it's a large feat. Like, do that. It's like that dude got the juice. But at like it's not necessarily like good for you on a soul level, because every single time that you treat someone as a casual sex partner, you are simultaneously treating yourself as the exact same way. When like you have the capacity for more, like you like on a soul level, like if you choose to say no to all of that, and choose either just yourself uh, or choosing one woman or one man to grow with, then you treat yourself in a better way as well. The same way how they say like if you respect other people, you respect yourself. If you treat other people with love, you love yourself. Like same exact way.
That goes along with the concept that we are all one, and anything you do outwardly is also something that you're doing inwardly. Um, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What you just said. I kind of view game now as like the goal isn't just to be all up in your 30s, late 40s, just doing the same thing, going to the club and fucking stragglers, just drunk old white hoes. That's not really the goal. The goal is kind of more aligned with getting what you want as a man. It could be. It doesn't have to be with having one chick. It could just be with having just a couple chicks that you're really cool with. But like usually the ultimate goal now is not just to go clubbing every night until you're like in your late 50s and your dick is basically about to fall off because all the STDs you got. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Grow.
yeah.
So this is so okay. It's so we're living in a consumer society, and it's making dudes run around act like consumers, which is essentially making them act like women.
Because women
Um,
and men are supposed to be the ones that put out. Because look at the way how the body's designed. Everything is connected. The mind and the body are one. So your body part, that special one, goes out, right? So that basically is in alignment with your mind being you're being a more outward, you're being more giving. And a female, her body goes in, so she's gonna be on the receiving end. So when all this music is talking about all this consumer shit, all this shit about indulging, consciously it doesn't seem like some gay feminine shit, but subconsciously, like that's basically training you to be more on the receiving end, and which is going to make you more feminine without you even know it. So watch the media that you consume, and this goes with music, this goes with the TV shows you watch, this goes with the people that you're around. Just make sure that you're aware of consumerism and that you are more focused on giving and not receiving.
Definitely hang out with other people you consider to be alpha dudes, because they'll call you out on your shit
Yeah.
if they feel like you being if you being all fucking feminine and stuff like that. They'll call you out quick, very very fast. Either that, or they just won't hang out with you anymore. And that is even a bigger like wake up call. Like, oh, doing something wrong.
Facts, and we're about to get into that right now.
Um,
Let's go deeper into that, bro. Like things that dudes do that are kind of feminine. I think one of them is just gossip, gossip, gossip. That's dookie.
Anytime someone starts talking about gossip, I notice whenever me and you are in the room and someone starts talking about, I notice this every single time, bro. Because like me being me, I'm always just like paying way too much attention to the dynamics of the room, and like I pay a lot of attention to like everyone's reactions, and seeing how everyone's reacting this. And I notice whenever me and you are in the room, and someone starts talking about someone that isn't in a positive light, me and you will either paint it in a positive light or just change the subject entirely.
Wait, bro, did this happen like within a month ago? Because I'm I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. But really? Wow.
Yes, pretty much every single time. Like, because it's a habit that almost everyone has. So it's like that's one of the things that personally I wouldn't like stop hanging out with someone over, because I just know it's like this habit that's ingrained in so many people.
A lot of people have a good heart, but like their environment is basically making them like that. You know, even the men that they're around are doing that shit, and they kind of just attune to that over time. But continuous,
exactly
how that we change the dynamic.
Literally, I just noticed that's literally like I've noticed you do it, and then I noticed myself, and I was like, oh, we both do that every time. Because like every single time someone starts talking about someone, well, a lot of times the usual reaction is we'll just frame it in a positive light, where it's like, oh, this person sucks. Well, most of the time we'll be well, that person's really good at this other thing, though. So everyone has their own skill. Like everyone has their own stuff. And like,
you want to know how it always you want to know why I think it always goes well with us? We don't immediately tell that person to shut the fuck up. We listen first, so they feel like we're not attacking them, and we allow that person to just feel like there's a connection and we're on the same page as them, and then we rewire their mind to not be like, God, bitch. You feel me?
No, I feel you, bro. And that's literally like probably one of the most like girliest things I can possibly think of, because like women literally just like they talk about each other and like people, and like that's why reality TV is so popular among women.
Facts, bro.
Like, because it's a show about other people's drama, not only drama but fake drama.
Fake drama, not only drama but fake. That's the most fugazi dookie wookie shit I ever heard in my life, bro. Like,
bro, and if you walk up to any girl and you're like, hey, all this is fake, they'll be like, I know, who cares?
They just it's like another thing that's kind of instinctual. And my theory on why they kind of like that stuff is because back in the day, Ski, when we used to live in tribes, like women would kind of need to be like little like secretive, kind of gossiping, just to kind of be able to frame situations the best. So
bro, it's how they
yeah, it's how they survive. They don't have the well, they could if they learned skills, but they're probably not going to be the one that's going to save the tribe if another tribe tried to motherfucking hijack the fucking tribe or some shit. But they just get around by it.
Well, there's no they probably could if they learned. If 50 men were to attack 50 women, like that like no, like that's not happening. like let's not even try and like make someone happy. Like they're no, I don't care. I don't care, bro. Like take 50 dudes with bats against 50 female ninjas. I'm putting my money on the 50 dudes with the bats.
Same.
So that's basically like the reason why they're good at that is because that's literally how life. Like a woman who like that's why they're so like intuitive and stuff. Like they know how to like finagle their way through a lot of situations.
Yeah.
Like empathic, like just naturally like. That's why I don't understand like the whole like idea with like women wanting to be like equal in certain workplaces and fighting to be in like certain positions that men are in when women are so much better at other stuff.
They shine. They have their own shine. Like, why wouldn't you embrace your own shine? Why are you trying to take my shine? First of all, that's dimming your own shine, and you can't even do my shine like me. Like it's like doing. Like it's
like literally, bro. Literally.
Oh, bro.
Like there will never be like the same way like the fastest woman is not going to beat like the slowest or mid level. Hold on, let me stop this. There's no like the same way the fastest woman isn't going to beat the fastest man is the same way like the best parenting woman isn't going to out parent or out household the best householding man. Like the best like caregiver, the best like therapist isn't going to out therapist the best therapist man.
Or the best pretty boy mumble rapper ain't going out beauty a model. You feel me? It's just not happening. It's just not gonna happen.
Hey, bro. Right, like we each have our lanes, but for whatever reason, and okay, this is a perfect segue into BS feminazi feminism crap that's going on, and we only have like 10 minutes.
I got one more habit that I gotta tell them.
All right, go. Drop that knowledge.
You can't get into the habit. I said this on the story, but you can't get into the habit of viewing the girls in your life, especially the ones that you're dating, as like someone that you could always be placing your emotions on. Yes, we're humans. Yes, like it's always good to be able to talk to somebody, but a lot of guys, they're predominantly using other people to kind of help to kind of need them at all times to deal with their emotions. When in reality, as a man, you should have some sort of self-reliance when it comes to your emotions. A lot of guys, the first thing they'll do is they'll just kind of just place all their shit on that girl. And a lot of girls today, they'll take it, but like, who cares the fact that they're taking? We're trying to make you into the best man possible, you know.
Subconsciously, they think you a bitch.
Subconsciously, consciously,
and they'll know you know what they want. They'll tell you, oh, I love a man who shows me his emotions. They'll tell you that
because they might even believe it consciously, but subconsciously, nah.
Subconsciously, the second you start doing it, like, this is a bitch. Yeah. Ugh. I feel like they say it because like they don't really understand it, and like so because they don't understand it, it's impossible for us to understand it. But I think that they do that like on a subconscious, like subconsciously they're doing that to vet out like the bitches from the actual alpha males. Because if they say that to a dude who they think is an alpha male and then he does it, they're like, he's a bitch. All right, now I know to back off because he is not going to take care of my offspring. But if they say that to an alpha male and he doesn't do it, they like him.
It's like a little sneaky, another fucking sneaky hack that they have. And
exactly, they don't even know they're doing it.
They don't even know they're doing it. And so a habit that you can use so you can replace putting all your shit on females, spend more time by yourself. Get into the habit of spending more time by yourself. because your brain will literally rewire it for itself because it will see, okay, I'm by myself now. How am I going to go through the process of life so that I am well sustained? Instead of your emotions always being on them, you'll you'll get into the habit of just handling your shit by yourself, and it'll just come on. It'll just start coming on naturally. What's good, Miguel?
Bro, I would say spend like a full year where like unless it's like life or death or like I would almost keep life or death where like you spend like a full year where you don't tell anybody any problems going on with you. Like you keep all of it to yourself and you handle it all on your own like a fucking man.
Right.
Like at any point, like the only people who are gonna listen to your BS are going to be like family, like your true friends, but anyone other than that are gonna be other losers who are also going to want to complain or happy that bullshit is going on in your life. So like you have no reason to really tell anybody anyways. Handle that shit on your own.
Boom. And that shit feels good when you handle that shit on your own. That shit feels good, man. That shit.
Exactly, bro. Pray like I don't like, and if you're religious or spiritual, pray or meditate on it.
Boom. Meditate on it. So what was that last thing you were gonna say?
Like I heard Elliot Holt say when like the wife and kids whenever anything's wrong, the wife and kids turn to the father, and when anything is ever wrong with the father turns to the father.
The father turns to the what?
To the father.
Oh.
If you can't see, go, because this is a podcast, so I'm tripping. Because I keep forgetting that some people only listen to the video. But I'm putting up, as in the Father, as in God. God, Allah, universe, please don't get upset over the language that I used. It's really not that serious. But that's what I'm talking about. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is feminazi stuff real fast. That is basically ruining men in entirety. Feminism was originally just equal rights, as in like women vote and stuff like that. Now it has turned into the complete oppression of man, and it has turned masculinity into toxic. But I was watching a show recently. It was crazy how like you can like once you figure this stuff out, like you can see so much
spot it out.
Stuff
like,
on TV.
It's like you got a
feminazi. So I was watching, bro, that feminazi radar.
Yeah.
Like beep 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 beep. I can't watch this no more.
Yep.
So I was watching this show. I forget the name of it. It's basically where like all the kids, like all the kids. When I say kids, I mean like high schoolers. They get on a bus and they get ready to go out of town. And then for whatever reason they get brought to a small town that they live in, and they're like, and then the bus drivers are like, "Hey, we have to bring you guys back." They get everyone off the bus, they close the bus, and then they drive off. And then when all the kids like look through the town, no one else is there. They're just alone in this town, and no one else is around. So now they have to like fend for themselves basically inside of this town. It turned out it's starting to be like an interesting show. And then what happened?
Or some shit, or like, is it how?
No, it's a TV show. So there's multiple episodes.
Okay.
All right. So it's starting to turn out good, but basically like all the they're trying to. There's a girl who keeps trying to take care of the situation because like all the dudes are acting super rambunctious. No one's listening. Everyone's trying to like fend for themselves. No one wants to like be rational, and the only like rational person is like this girl who's like, hey, maybe we should count the food so we know how much we have, and then we can ration it out, and that way no one starves. And then some dude takes out a gun and shoots it in the air, and he's like, man, fuck that. I'm tired of everything about whoever's tired of listening to this girl's bullshit, come with me. And then a bunch of people get up and leave with him. And I'm like, this doesn't seem like something that would actually happen. and then like stuff like that kept happening where like they like this girl was like being extremely like rational, logical, and like making very reasonable like things like hey, maybe we should like take inventory, like see where everyone's living, because some people don't like really want to live with. You know, man, fuck that. You always try to control shit. I'm tired of everything that you're talking about. And then so that was already like weirding me out a little bit, but I was like, I'll keep watching it because it's interesting. What made me stop was that girl called a meeting, a secret meeting, and all of the women, all of the girls in the town showed up to this meeting. And then one of the girls walks in and was like, "Where are the boys?" And then she was like, she was like, "I invite them." She was like, "Well, what's going on?" And she was like, "Look, they're." She was like, "They're oh, I forget the exact verbiage she used, but she said something about like they're crazy testosterone, or they're something along the lines of their toxic masculinity is going to ruin this town. No. They're exact because the show's called This Society. I just remembered. They're like something like their toxic masculinity is going to ruin this society. Turned it off and closed. Like, I'm not watching this.
Bro, X out of that shit. Leave a bad review on IMDb. Fucking block all the actors on the gram. Everything, bro. After I'll see that.
I was like, are you serious? Like, no, I don't care how much testosterone is flowing through you when you're like 15, 16, 17, 18. I don't care how much testosterone is running through you. You are not about to be running around breaking windows and stealing medicine from people and refusing to count food because you don't want to look like none of that's happening.
Nada. Bro, the fact that you said
and
their toxic masculinity will ruin the society. Bro, I would boom, close the laptop and just go about my damn day, bro. I have to at least like leave a bad review or something, bro.
So that's like what's pushed in society right now, is that being masculine is toxic, and we're being fed an idea that masculinity is more than what it actually is. Like they build it up into something that's very aggressive and gross and like oppressing, when in reality it's just a bunch of dudes who are like passionate and driving. And there are some dudes who need to like be clashing in some way, but that's just some dudes who don't got the lid on their shit. Like they don't know how to control like they don't know how to control themselves.
That's a personal problem, not a thing that's a problem against all men, that all men have that. It's 100% personal.
Exactly. Exactly, bro.
So why do you think that we're trying to get? Why do you think society is trying to feminize everybody or all the men?
I don't want to get into that, but I don't want to get into that.
Fuck around, get
just just know that it's happening, and there's nothing wrong with you being masculine. There's nothing wrong. Like teachers will run around telling the boys to sit down, basically be more like the girls, stop jumping around, stop having all that energy.
Fuck that.
Yep. If you ever have a kid and they're telling you that your son is going crazy and he probably has ADHD and he needs medicine, tell that teacher to encourage boys to be outward and expressive. Like encourage all masculine traits. That's how boys are supposed to be. They're rambunctious.
They got all that.
Had to bring out that vocabulary on you.
Had to, bro. But yeah, man. And then when the boys are more masculine, the females are gonna want to be more feminine. And then there's just gonna be the two sexes are gonna be very polarizing, and then there'll just be a healthy society. But when the men are feminized, everything balances itself out. The universe always balances itself out. So if the men are feminized, the women are gonna become masculine, and then it'll just be
Yeah. Take one walk around New York or the Wall Street area, or I forget which area I was in, like like upper Manhattan area, you'll just see a bunch of women walking around in suits and like very angry, like they look like straight like businessmen, like they're just like
Yeah, bro. They look like
with the suits. And then like right next to him, you'll see some girl in a dress. It's like, la, 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 it's a good day. Blah, 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 blah.
it's weird, man. It's weird, but guys, always have awareness that in a lot of other countries, like in South America and eastern parts of the world, it is not like this. So realize if you ever go outside and you're just like, yo, it just things aren't feeling right, you know. Why do I feel like I can't be myself? Like it's not normal for me to be the one that's has my penetrating energy and for the females to be more accepting and just radiating more positive energy overall rather than you feel me? Just realize that that's because of the culture we live in. But fuck around, go to Colombia,
Mhm.
it'll be
Well, a lot of women from other cultures think feminism is ridiculous.
yep. And I love them.
Like they think dumbest thing. They think it's the dumbest. They think it is the dumbest thing ever. They are so confused. They are they are like what? Like they're doing what? They don't want to just like do what? They don't want to just like support their man. Like wait, so you guys like want to be working like all the guys? Why?
Like,
Why? But it's gotten to the point where like a stay at home mother will get like made fun of by like
yeah,
female
bro.
friends. Like,
Yeah, bro.
yep.
Being a stay-at-home mom,
So
if I was a fucking stay-at-home mom, like I think that's a from a thinking in a female perspective, like that job is type lit. Like everything's taken care of. You just gotta take care of the fucking kids, and your life is
yep, take care of the house. Make sure it's amazing. Make sure the kids are taken care of. Make sure they're getting appropriate things. Make sure food's always cooked. Um, make sure your husband is good and he is never stressed. And keep bringing in that paper and keep taking care of all y'all.
and that's all you gotta do. That's literally all you gotta do. It's like a lot. Like I would imagine it would take hours, but like it's simple. The things
I
that
would imagine it took a lot too.
simple. Um,
Yeah.
so
Um,
just to close up, I just want to go over all the things that we kind of went over, just so the guys that are watching are aware.
go
Cool.
for it, man.
Okay. Have a why. Uh, we don't really have the need to survive in society now. So a lot of guys, they'll just kind of just let their lives go to shit. They'll just start lifing, just living day to day, not really giving a shit, just doing the least that they can do because the need for survival isn't really there, and that is a habit that really just it's not enforcing your masculine energy. It's not cultivating that masculine energy because you're just letting the world take you along the way like water in the ocean. Number two, find a mentor, and if you can't find an online or alternative, don't get into the habit of just allowing just your environment to show you the way of life, thinking that your environment is the end all be all. A lot of guys get into the habit, but you know, there's not really that many good men out there. So find an alternative as online if you cannot do that. Number three, watch the media you consume. Like Miguel said, Family Guy and The Simpsons. It used to be Homer and Griffin spitting facts, but now they're spitting bullshit. And the music that a lot of guys listen to, like fucking Little Uzi Vert or what are these gay guys like, Little Pump or some dumb shit. Like they're just talking about receiving. They're talking about just indulging in shit, indulging in sex and money. But this is very feminine because it's the feminine that's always receiving. It's the masculine that's putting out. Notice that back in the day, songs used to be more on what people were doing with life, like how people are living life. It wouldn't just be on fucking my diamonds.
Speed this up, bro.
Okay. No, don't get into the habit of fucking gossiping. If someone does that in a conversation, say something that's good about the person and be able to handle your emotions. Get into the habit of spending more time by yourself because that should make you feel better. And subconsciously, when you don't handle your own emotions, subconsciously, it might not even be consciously, the girl will think you're a little bitch. So handle your own emotions. That is the last tip. So I think we crushed this podcast, Miguel.
I think so too. This is an amazing one. If you like it, definitely check out some of the other episodes. Thank you for listening. If you were all the way at the end, by the way, I hope you. This is the second episode that the intro and outro is going to be on. So if you like it, let me know. Definitely go ahead and like, uh, what's it called? Leave a review on this podcast. That helps. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, just leave a comment below because that's awesome. And yeah, thanks for listening, guys.
Anything in the comment section?
Peace out.
Brain blast. Oh.